Hi guys, welcome to another build here. This is going to be how to make a ninja, okay? So we're going to make a ninja class here for Skyrim. I've done some tweaking to my graphics in that with the PlayStation 4 and the settings in the game here. I turn on HDR and put things at 1080 and put the HDR settings on and lowered my brightness down to 3 instead of halfway across, right? So I'm kind of curious how you guys like the new look. Is it better or worse? Let me know as we play along here. But this is my ninja build. Okay, and I'm going to go over it with you. I'm going to tell you what you do. Now we're just starting off here with it, okay? So the goal here is what we want to do is we want to get all black clothing or black armor. So obviously we want to join the Assassin's Guild so that we can get the black armor, okay? And so you can join, or sorry, we want to join the Thieves Guild. My apologies. We want to join the Thieves Guild so that we can get the black armor, right? We could join the Dark Brotherhood too because we're a blend between a thief and an assassin. So we're kind of like a stealth warrior is the way to look at it, right? So let's walk you through this. What I did is I chose Redguard, and I'll show you why here in a second, okay? So we do not use any spells at all, but we do have the power of Adrenaline Rush, which gives us stamina 10 times faster for a minute, kind of idea, right? And the reason why we did this is because look at the active effects. We have resist poison, 50%. So we're a poison specialist, right? Like everything that we use is poison. There's two types of potions that we make. We make poison and we make health potions, because we know how to heal ourselves with health and we know how to poison our victims because that's what we specialize in is silent assassinations, like sneaking up on people, using a bow and arrow for distance, that sort of thing, right? So I picked the Red Guard because the Red Guard gives you 50% poison resistance. Makes sense. I took the Warrior Stone because I feel that's more better than the Thief Stone because we're more of a warrior slash thief. If there was a stone that does a warrior thief, then that's what I would go with, right? Because that's what we are, is a warrior thief, right? So we're kind of like a blend between those, okay? All right, so our items are going to be for weapons. There's the main weapon is going to be our sword and dagger. Those are going to be our main go-tos, right? Unless something's out of range kind of thing, then our backup is the bow. All right, that's what we use. Okay, so we go bow and arrow is our secondary weapon, with our primary weapon being either the sword or dagger. So we're a one-handed build, and then we rely on the bow in the worst case scenarios. Like we can't reach the target, that sort of thing, right? Okay. For apparel, we are light armor, and of course we want dark armor. We want to be wearing all black. You look at ninjas, they got that face covering and that's why I'm thinking like, sort of like a mix between Dark Brotherhood and the Thieves Guild kind of thing is getting their armor, right? So that's where I'm going with this, is like, that's the kind of armor that we want is we want black stuff, okay? All right, so we're dark. The type of potions that we can make is poison and health. Those are the two kinds of potions that we can make because that's what we specialize in. If you don't know what those are, you can experiment or you can um, find a place where you can buy the potion to find out what it does, right? We do make food because, well, everybody knows how to cook, right? So, duh, that's a no-brainer, all right? So that's basically that part in a nutshell. Now let's go over our skills. Okay. So we don't really go into smithing. We do it just to mildly improve our weapons and armor, but we're not into blacksmithing because we're not that kind of a warrior. So we don't do this. We just do a little bit of it to improve the current items that we're wearing or the weapons that we're using, and that's it, okay? You notice we're a red guard, and our class is a ninja, which is stealth and warrior build, okay, with a bow. So we don't do We don't do armor, heavy armor. We don't do blocking. We don't do two-handed. We do one-handed, and I'll go over this here in a second. We do archery. We do light armor. We do sneaking. And when we need to, we do lock picking. We can also do pickpocketing, which we'll get into that here in a second, okay? We do alchemy, and then that's it, kind of thing, right? Okay, so the only thing that I would question here really is pickpocketing, and the only reason why I say this is because I like the idea of the poisoned here, where we can put poison into other people's things, and I like the idea of extra pockets, right? So I kind of like that idea, so I would probably say if you go pickpocket, go with these right here, but don't go any higher, because we're not a specialist and a thief. We're just like sort of like a little bit here and there kind of idea. All right. So that's what you can do with pickpockets. Lock picking, you don't even need to waste perks in this, right? Okay. So I would say don't even bother with that because I think everybody's figured out how to lock pick in this game, right? Sneaking, I recommend that you go up this path right here if you want to use bow and arrow and you want to use double daggers, because you can do that. And with Assassin's Blade, when you get this at 15 times, that means when you hit at about, let's say your weapon does, 15 damage, that means you're doing about 450 damage per blade. Like, that's insane. Okay, 450. I mean, think about it. You do a base damage of 150, I think that turns out to about 450, something like that. Okay, so, or is it 45 base damage, and then that turns into 450? But you get the idea of what I'm saying, right? So that's an insane one to have, especially with an assassin build. And that's what we are, is kind of like an assassin, right? But we're a ninja, right? This is a different class. You look at my assassin build, it's a little bit different than this, right? But this is a mix between an assassin and a thief, is what a ninja does, right? We do have the bow, so we can take this. And this would be great for backstabbing, so our sneak attacks will do 6 times damage until we get up to the other one, which is just incredible. It's insane. And what do we need there to unlock that? 30, and we can put into stealth here, right? And we can do muffled movement because we are light on our feet, right? Okay. And, yeah, we can do light-footed. We can do silent roll. We can do silence because we're a shadow warrior, like literally. And we can do this too. The only thing I don't like about this is that you have to keep on crouching, and you know what I mean? It kind of, is like a little bit of a pain. But if you want that, go for it. Me, myself, I don't really care for it because you're always clicking the thumbstick in and out, constantly. We do light armor, and you can do everything in here too as well, So you can do all of this, everything, okay? All right. And we do archery. This is our secondary weapon, okay? And, I mean, you could do whatever you want with this. Like, literally, you can do all of this if you want to, all right? Okay, that's up to you. But you can do it all. Like, seriously, definitely you can do it all. Because, ninjas are really good at archery. And then we do one-handed, okay? Now, one-handed, we can do dual fury and dual savagery, okay? And we can also do blade men, so that when we're using our sword, we're using our sword. When we're using our daggers, we're using our daggers. So we got both of them covered, right? Okay. And we use a bow and arrow too as well, don't forget. And then we go straight up the middle here. We take the fighter stance, and we can take these, and we can take this. Okay, because it fits our character, all right? So, and like, just keep on going here. Don't do. Only to improve your stuff a little bit, like, like just to a little bit. We don't really go into this, you know what I mean? Don't do, don't do, don't do, don't do, don't do, don't do, and we do this. And we can do this, all of it, right? Poisoner, we're really good at, and we're also good at healing, right? So concentrated poison. But I would say, like, also too, like, okay, so yeah, no, we're heavy into herb. Yeah, we can do these. We can do green thumb, and we can do experimenter too if you want to. We do snake blood, definitely. We are specialists in poison. Poison is what we do really, really well. Okay, and I don't think I would go with this at all because the problem with this is that it negates the negative effects, and we want the negative effects, right? So then when we apply poison to an arrow, we want it to work, so don't do purify because purify will nullify what you're doing. So go all the way up to snake blood. Take everything up to there, right? Because we specialize in poisons, right? And that happens naturally no matter what you do. I'm kind of iffy about this one, but if you do it, you're only doing it because of the poison right here, okay? And you're doing it for the extra pockets. That's it. You know what I mean? Okay? That would be the only reason to do it. Let's see, Night Thief. 25% chance of picking pocket if the target is asleep. Yeah, So we don't want to do anything immersion breaking, right? You don't need to put points into this, but you can level it because we do pick locks, right? Okay. And we definitely sneak. And I definitely take this backstabbing route first. You know what I mean? All the way up to Assassin's Blade. And then I would go over here like muffled sound, which is a good idea because we are a ninja, so we're quiet. We don't trigger light, plates there. And we can, sneak as well as when we go forward there, we're silent. This is really, really good. This is important because the ninjas are like invisible, kinda, you know what I mean? Like, they kind of play it up in the movies, but the reason why they seem invisible is because they're quiet as all heck. And then by the time they're upon you, it's too late and you're dead, So this is really, really important to this build. And then this is the one where I kind of get iffy about because you got to keep on crouching. You know what I mean? So I really don't care for it myself in my gameplay. But if you want to use it with the ninja build, you can. It's not game breaking. I just don't like it because you're always clicking in the left thumbstick, and it just bugs the crud out of me. But we do that. We do light armor, everything in there, and we do archery, and we do one-handed. So I think I covered everything now. So I think you have a really good idea of how this build works. We can join the Assassin's Guild, or which is the Dark Brotherhood. We can join the Thieves Guild, okay? And the kind of armor that we use is light, or we want dark clothing, right? So we want dark, light armor, or we want dark clothing, okay? All right? So I'm going with light armor because we have no other way of raising our armor class, right? So I'm going to go with light armor, with this kind of a build. So that's what I'm doing here, guys, ultimately, I want to replace my clothing with the proper kind of clothing that looks like a ninja, which I'll show you later on. And maybe what I'll do is do a gameplay of this, and show you in action how it works, right? And maybe that's what I'll do next, And then I can show off the new graphics and that, HDR and that, and then you guys can tell me your settings and that. And let me know what you guys use for settings. So, that's where I'm at with the ninja. It's a stealth warrior build, okay? And it involves some thieving skills. We don't do magic at all, so there's no need to put anything into magicka, and yeah, there you go. Now, if you guys want backstories to all these different, just a little bit extra here for you, really here for context, if you guys want stories for all these different characters as to how they got into Skyrim, I can do a backstory for you guys for each class that I make here, right? So if you guys want backstories to the classes as to how you role play them, how they got into Skyrim, how they got involved, that sort of thing, let me know and I'll create backstories for each one of the classes that I've made, Or if you have certain classes that you're really interested in and you want a backstory to them, let me know what they are in the comment section down below, and I'll be glad to include that too. So thanks a lot for watching the Ninja build. Thank you very much for your time, guys. Take care, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.